for the awarding of your degree.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce today's student speaker. Andrew Tinajero is a learning and organizational change major committed to bettering the community. He has gone on numerous service trips, including ones to Swaziland, Honduras, and post-Katrina New Orleans. At Northwestern, Andrew has been very involved, particularly through mentoring junior high and high school students in the Chicago suburbs. Andrew will soon begin his job as an associate consultant for Citizen Consulting, a human capital consulting firm. Please join me in welcoming Andrew Tinajero.
So we're finally graduating. To be honest, it has been somewhat of a bittersweet moment for me. I'm glad to be here, moving forward in my life and achieving my goals. But I am stuck here wondering where the time has gone, as I'm sure you are. Lately though, I've been asking myself perhaps somewhat of selfish questions. And I think that they are questions that maybe all of us secretly ask ourselves. I have been asking, will I be remembered? Am I leaving Northwestern the same as when I first arrived? Or am I leaving my mark? And I think all of us want to be remembered. And not for things that were done on the weekend that for some of us just can't remember. But I think all of us want to be remembered for something of notable mention, for having done something honorable at Northwestern, to be remembered for having left our mark. I think this is not really a question that we will ask just for the first couple months after leaving here, but one that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. Will I be remembered? Every time we leave an old place and enter a new one, this question will be on our minds. And if you think about it, it is only the great ones that are ever really remembered forever. There are many famous people in popular culture that we can easily recall, but eventually, as time passes, so will their names from our households. In the end, it is the great ones that will forever be embedded in our textbooks and whose names will be passed down from one generation to the next. Great ones like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Dorothy Day, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, Jesus, Abraham Lincoln, Jane Addams, as well as many others. I thought about it and tried to figure out what was it that either caused or made all of these great women, men and women, to be considered great. They came from a diverse set of backgrounds, different faiths, and different ideologies. And the answer that I came up with is this: they served. Jesus himself is quoted as saying, "The greatest among you is the servant of all." These men and women were not great because they ran Fortune 500 companies. They were not great because they were the top lawyer of a law firm, nor because they wrote the most widely respected papers in education or organizational theory. They were remembered because they served. They served the least of all people, the ones who could not do it by themselves. They served those who were downtrodden and underprivileged. But I honestly do not think that I could be speaking to a better crowd than this one. There's not a group of students more dedicated to serving than those from the School of Education and Social Policy. Many of you are receiving your degrees in areas of study that focus on those who are underrepresented, areas of study which focus on changing policy so that everyone would have a fair chance. Many of you have been in training to make a difference, training yourselves to give a voice to those who did not have one, and to give an opportunity to someone who would not have one otherwise. My message to you today is quite simple. If you want to be remembered, or more so, remembered as great, serve someone. Make a difference in someone's life. It is easy to get caught up in attaining goals just for ourselves, immediate family, and those close to us. In fact, it's hard not to believe that mentality. We are surrounded by so many groups and people who are aiming to be successful. There's a lot of pressure to attain all those things associated with success. We even feel like failures if we do not. But those accomplishments and that success too easily fade away and are forever forgotten soon after we are gone. I would like to think that my achievement is not limited to my monetary accomplishments or the home that I live in. I would like to think that success is perhaps a result of having left my mark. To be known as someone who actually changed a person's life for the better. Someone who is known to serve. And I'm not making you a promise that if you serve, you'll be great in the eyes of all men and women, or that you will be remembered in the textbooks for ages to come. But I will say, if you give your time and your talents and serve, you'll be remembered in the eyes of the one you touched. You'll be remembered as great, at least in the eyes of that one man, that one woman, whose life you made just that much better. It is your name that they will pass on to their children. It will be those people who will tell of your great story. It is the great ones that are remembered, and it is the great ones that serve. Thank you.